Hello, welcome to my channel. Today, I'm Spirit Alex here, and we're going to talk about what's going to happen. Basically, we are thinking of what's going to happen during a couple of few days, weeks, months ahead. Um, from starting from September all the way to probably the following June of next year, we are going to be, this is what I'm going to talk about. Basically, what's going to happen is, this is why it's going to say, this is why my title is called Embrace the Worst. And this is what's going to happen, okay? Embracing the worst of the outcome is basically resentful, okay? And we have to think of things to get along, okay? Now, there is a time and place of where we decide of knowing what we're going to do, okay? The whole world has to realize that the COVID-19 is real. It's not fake, it's not in denial, it's not. It's just a visible virus that's out there. You have to realize the basics. You have to control of, you know, well, you have to control. You have to control your hygiene. You have to control of all the stuff, right? Being healthy and all that. But the point being is that we're not out of the woods yet, right? We have all these variants going around. We have vaccines. We have everything else that we verbally know. And you have to remember that every single country that is out there, like every single country, everyone has to work together, right? You have the nurses, you have doctors, you have whatever you think of, right? And that's why this is between is a good direction and a bad direction, right? The good direction is that you have everything to be good, right? And you have to realize the ambition of knowing what you're going to do, right? And you have to balance it, right? You have to balance it, because what I'm trying to say is that you have to remember, you have to embrace yourself. So what's going to happen next, right? The worst will come, right? You have to think. You have to realize of there is new things that you have to learn, right? And there's lessons to be known as well. But you have to embrace the momentum, right? And when you have the momentum of knowing what's going to happen, people are so fed up because they don't want to understand. They don't care. They don't believe. But you have to make it as a believer. You have to take control, right? And that's what you have to decide. Now, as a good perception of knowing what's going to happen next, this is what I'm trying to tell you, okay? There is a result, okay, of what's going to happen. And, and you have to think of it, okay? You have to think of, what direction you're going to go, right? And you have to think of, oh, should I go here? Should I go there? Should I go anywhere? You have to do that, right? And this is a biological explanation. It's that. And you have to believe in your own self that you can take it one way or you're gonna take the wrong way, right? And people have lots of actions. People have beliefs. People have, you know, people have beliefs, and you have to believe, right? You have to gather momentum to believe in your own self, saying, "Okay, I understand." And you have to take it one way, right? If you take it the other way around, it's gonna fight you, right? It's gonna bite you in the behind, and because you won't be paying attention. A lot of folks out there who don't believe in this COVID-19 thing, they won't even care. They won't even get it. But eventually they will, right? You have to gather the right information. If you gather the wrong information, it's going to I don't know discontinue you, and then you won't pay attention. But you have to believe in your own self. You have to take a step forward and not to go back. Not to go back. You have to step forward. You have to believe in your own self, saying, "I can do this. I can do this." But if you think it the other way around, don't do that. Okay? And this is what I'm going to say. Um, and this is what I'm going to do. So here it is. And let me read this out. Let me read this too. And then maybe these cards as well. The COVID-19 rising cases in 109 countries are heading for trouble, such as the Delta variant is continued to rise throughout the fall and winter. If we don't keep the curve upward, then it won't be good. So everyone has to get vaccinated. Keep the vaccination rates up. For example, if we were the home team and the virus is the away team, the home team has to slow down the spread of COVID-19. So basically what I'm saying is that what I'm trying to give you an example of saying, if we were the home team and the virus is the away team, think about it this way. Let's say, for example, you were on the ice rink, like you're playing hockey, and all of a sudden the away team comes. Well, the away team is having all these tricks, and they want to win goals, and they go offside. They want to go to defense. They want to do offense. Okay, when you're a home team, you're trying to kick butt. You're trying to converse it. You have to reverse it. And that's what you have to do. You have to reverse it. Because the COVID-19, when I look at the picture on TV and the news and everything else, you have to understand that the COVID-19 is between an upward scale and a downward scale. An upward scale is like this. You have my two hands. Okay, the upward scale is here. The downward scale is here. You have to balance it, right? And you have to balance it, right? You have to lean forward, but you have to remind yourself that you have to reverse it, of just slowly back into your chair, right? But you have to slow down the spread of the COVID-19. You have to acknowledge that, and you have to realize that this is a momentum, right? This is how it's going to affect you or affect you or whatever. You have to believe in yourself. To think like, okay, I believe, and then you have to. right? It's like when you have the vaccination, all of a sudden you like be all scared, don't know what you're going to do, and then about 10 minutes later it's over, right? This nurse will be giving it to you. The point being is that when you decide of not getting it of the COVID-19, you're the vaccination. Um, you're going to put people at risk. You are going to do that, even if you're young, if you're older, if you're elderly, if you're a senior, if you're a grandfather, grandmother, all the whole nation. Okay, the whole nation of people. You have to understand, because this is a process, right? This is a process of knowing what's going to happen. You have to have a acknowledgement to know what you're going to face in your own reality, and you have to understand of what's going to happen. Now think of this. Think of this as a wishing well. Basically, you're basically wishing something, wishing wishing something to be gone and over with. But see, you have to wait. You have to wait until the spirit would give you that wish to come true. You have to understand that, and you have to acknowledge that as well, right? You have to face. You have to face, because when you're in a deep freeze, you have to freeze the virus. You have to freeze it to stop it from spreading, right? And you have to do that. This is a balanced coordination. Okay? What that means is that a balanced coordination is where you have to balance it and you have the right rhythm. If you don't have the right rhythm, everything will be unbalanced. Okay? COVID-19 does exist. People are getting it, right? You see it on the news because they're not paying attention. They're being like fools. Okay? You have to believe in your own self that you can do this. You can do this on your own. You have to participate. And in order to participate, you have to face. You have to think, and then you have to stop and think, and then understand what's going to happen. Now, not only that, you have a spark. Now, a spark is like fire. The virus is like fire. Okay, it spreads everywhere. The only thing that you have to stop it is you have to put a fire extinguisher and put it out. Okay, look at the virus, right? It goes from one person to the next person. It is invisible. People can't see it. People can't believe in it. The you the self has to believe. You have to recognize your own abilities. You have to recognize what's going to happen. You have to stop and think in order to succeed, right? And you have to believe in that. You have to believe, because that's why you have to change course. And when you change course, you know what's going to happen. You have to believe that in order to take the COVID-19 down, you have to resist of taking the vaccination. You have to resist bringing those rates to go up. And That's why we have more people to get vaccinated and more of this, so and so. You have to open things up. If they close things up, then you won't have very much people going to stores, going to malls, going to hospitals. Well, not hospitals, but going to grocery stores, movie theaters, whatnot. You have to believe in there. You have to. Okay, and this is how it's going to be. And this is a good solution to find a good momentum, right? And you have to take a leap of faith. You have to believe in it. But this is all I'm gonna have for now. Like I say, if you want to take a look, if you want to understand what's going to happen, you know, ask me a beautiful question on comments. Think about if this is good to you, whatever it is. Okay, you decide believing of what I'm saying to you, and hopefully you like this video. Okay, and hopefully you pay attention and learn, because that's what it is. So enjoy your time and enjoy your um, your yeah. So thank you. Have a nice time to you all. Thank you.